Welcome, viewers, to one of the most chilling and perplexing mysteries in American criminal history, the Icebox Murders. This grisly crime, which occurred in Houston, Texas in 1965, remains unsolved to this day. The victims were Fred and Edwina Rogers, an elderly couple found brutally murdered and dismembered. Their son, Charles Rogers, the prime suspect, vanished without a trace immediately after the murders. So, why does this case still haunt us even after 5 decades? What if modern forensic science could finally crack a case that seemed impossible to solve? Let's dive into the disturbing details, unravel the theories, and explore the many unanswered questions that still linger. On June 20th, 1965, a routine welfare check led to a discovery that would haunt Houston for years to come. Police arrived at the Rogers home after several days of no contact with the couple. At first, everything seemed normal. But when officers opened the refrigerator, they were met with a sight that defies imagination: the dismembered bodies of Fred and Edwina Rogers. Their limbs were neatly arranged, their bodies shot, bludgeoned, and then meticulously butchered. Even more chilling, their organs had been removed, flushed down the toilet, with some ending up in a nearby sewer. What does this suggest about the killer? Was this an act of passion or something far more sinister? Was the killer trying to cover their tracks, or was this the work of someone calculating and methodical? The focus of the investigation quickly turned to Charles Rogers, the couple's 43-year-old son. A highly intelligent man with a degree in nuclear physics, Charles was known for his reclusive nature. He communicated with his parents only through notes and kept odd hours, often leaving the house before dawn and returning long after dark. Yet, despite being a suspect, Charles was nowhere to be found by the time the police arrived. Could his strange behavior have been the result of something darker? Did he have a motive that went beyond simple family tensions? What was going on in Charles's mind? And where did he go after the murders? Despite a decade-long manhunt, Charles vanished without a trace. In 1975, he was declared legally dead. But is that the end of the story? What if Charles is still out there, hiding in plain sight? Could his strange behavior have been the result of something darker? Did he have a motive that went beyond simple family tensions? What was going on in Charles's mind? And where did he go after the murders? Despite a decade-long manhunt, Charles vanished without a trace. In 1975, he was declared legally dead. But is that the end of the story? What if Charles is still out there hiding in plain sight? Charles Rogers was not just any man. His background suggests someone capable of cold, calculated planning. A geophysicist with a strong scientific mind, Charles was clearly intelligent. But his reclusiveness and odd routines pointed to something much darker. Was his behavior a result of childhood trauma, or was there something more? Could years of emotional and physical abuse from his father, Fred, have festered into deep hatred and ultimately driven him to commit murder? The dismemberment of the bodies, described as neat and methodical, raises even more questions. Could such a precise and organized crime have been an act of passion? Or was it a well-planned, cold-blooded act? What would drive someone to perform such an act of horror? And, more importantly, how does this dark side of Charles's mind fit into the bigger picture of his life? As if the emotional and physical abuse weren't enough, another layer of darkness emerged: financial exploitation. Independent researchers Hugh and Martha Gardenier uncovered evidence that Charles's mother, Edwina, had been stealing from him by forging his signature and siphoning off large sums of money. This financial betrayal, combined with years of trauma, may have been the final trigger. But did it push Charles to the breaking point? Could this betrayal have been enough to drive him to murder his parents? Let's take a closer look at the dismemberment itself. Police found a hammer and saw at the crime scene, and a keyhole saw, stained with blood, was found in Charles' bedroom. This discovery raised suspicions. Could the methodical nature of the dismemberment point to someone who understood anatomy? As a trained geophysicist, Charles had a sharp mind, one that could easily grasp the technicalities of such a gruesome task. Does this suggest the work of someone with specific knowledge? Could Charles have used his scientific background to carefully plan and execute the murder and dismemberment of his parents? The precision of the crime might just reveal more about Charles than anyone realizes. What does this reveal about the type of person he might have become? Imagine if modern forensic technology had been available in 1965. Could the murder weapons, like the keyhole saw and hammer, hold the key to solving this case? Advances in DNA testing, genetic genealogy, and AI-driven investigative tools might offer new avenues to explore. Could the DNA found on these tools link the crime back to Charles Rogers or his relatives? What if these modern technologies could provide the breakthrough that investigators have been searching for? Could this case finally be solved after more than 50 years? Or will it remain one of America's most notorious cold cases? Despite decades of investigations, theories, and research, the Icebox murders remain unsolved. Charles Rogers, the prime suspect, was never caught, and his fate remains a mystery. Could modern forensics solve the case? Or will it forever remain one of the most chilling and perplexing cold cases in American criminal history? The unanswered questions, the chilling details, and the eerie disappearance of Charles Rogers all add to the enigma of the Icebox murders. As technology continues to evolve, there's hope that this case may one day be solved. But for now, the question remains: what really happened in that house on June 20th, 1965? And where is Charles Rogers?